Hello, planet Earth. It's Tuesday, July 9th, 2024, 11:56 a.m. As you can see, I'm by myself in my room, always by myself, well, with God, you feel me? I want to share something very important I have shared before. And sorry about my hair, just went in the park, had an encounter with nature, a little bit relaxing with the birds, the plants, feeling fresh air, butterflies around, beautiful, sunny day. Yeah. Gave some food, some water, feel appreciating what God created. See, it's something new, something that we should practice. However, we all know, for those who understand, for those who are seeking the Lord in wisdom, yeah, for those who are awoke in better words, from many things that are going on in this deceptive world and generations. Yeah. I'm going to read this Bible in Spanish. I'm going to translate. And then I'm going to explain to you what's really going on with people, especially men, that are like concerning technology, social media, phone calls, device cloning, SIM card toolkit hacking, and other type of scams and things going on that you should be aware of, especially as a woman of God or a woman. Whether you're a God or not, you live your life righteously, God will bless you. You're the very few trying something righteous. God bless us for our righteousness. We want better things, greater things. We need to build our loyalty with God. It is what it is. I am not perfect myself. I'm telling myself to people to teach the process because I am a human just like everybody else. I am mortal. You feel me? I let God teach me. That's the only difference. That's why I prosper. I learn. Feel me? I be healed. Feel me? You know what I'm saying? I can tell you things you might find crazy or funny at the moment, but later on when you wake up, if you haven't awoke, for those who haven't and are watching, you will realize it's worth listening to things that be going on with what the world is like when we are not with God. All right? Book of Micaiah, chapter 3. But we're going to read chapter 2, verse 12 to 13. God promised to liberate his people. Voy a reunir a todo el pueblo de Jacob. I'm going to reunite all the country of Jacob, the people of Jacob. Voy a recoger al pequeño resto de Israel. I am going to collect the very few rest of Israel. I will gather them like the sheep in the fields, como rebaño en el pastizal. Y harán el ruido de una multitud, and they will make noises of a multitude. God will be going, opening path, and they will follow, and will come out from the city doors. The King, the Lord, will march in front of all. Chapter 3. Message against the bad governments. Listen now, governments and chiefs of Israel. Doesn't it correspond you to know what is justice? In return, you hate the good and love the bad. You take the flesh, the bones, the flesh of my people, and leave the bones pale, dried. Eat alive, my people. You take the skin off and break their bones. Treat them like if it was flesh for the pot. One day, you will call the Lord, but it will not answer you. In those times, it will hide from you for all the wickedness you have committed. Verse 5 to 8. Message against the prophets who deceive. Messages against the prophets who deceive. My people, keep walking mistakenly because of the fault of the false prophets who call out peace, who they give food to eat, but declare war, who doesn't fill their mouth. The Lord says to those prophets, you will not ever have visions, prophetical visions in the night, nor will predict the future in the dark. The sun will put for those prophets, and the day will darken. Those vidents and magicians, witches in better words, feel me, will be completely ridiculed. All of them will be silenced into not receiving answers from God. In return, me, the Spirit of the Lord, will fill me with strength, justice, and worth. To put in the face of Israel its rebellion, and its sins. And you see in that planet Earth. Now, for several years, scamming got so bad, and it's getting worse every year. I just want to help you out. Listen to me very carefully. Nobody teaches this in churches or places, and they're supposed to. Blessed be the very few who give themselves as testimony and evidence, not demonstration, who tell on themselves on some things with honesty, because they fear God. They really do. They might have something going on. It's not big, because all the bad things that got removed, we will remain with some natural things in us that sometimes we fall on temptation. But we don't want to do these things. We understand we are not perfect. God understands our weaknesses as well, besides all our situations. That what I'm going to tell you here, even a child can comprehend. When you go on social media, and you have Facebook, Instagram, even WhatsApp or your phone call and text messages applications, can be cloned with the same model of device and will confuse location with some Google app and technology they're doing nowadays. to mirror information and locations and identity accounts of certain individuals they're stealing it from. Let's say me. And they're using these information pictures of mine, my personal stuff, to lure people and do other things to profit themselves, to get cars, women, whatever it is. Yeah. The agenda of the wickedness, having narcissists in the community, to gather them up against believers like them, especially against women who are leading women to be real women, to learn the wisdom of God, to better take care of their children and keep their household blessed. Well, guess what? They are partaking into leading these guys who led astray every percentage of men into perversion against women, being disrespectful even for the woman that they have friends with. Get it? What they doing is to these women, that they are luring many women out there to take what's from the womb and profit themselves out of what's out of the womb. Many people end up in chains for no cause, like me, because of what's going on. It causes confusion on other people, and it brings forth more business for them because they're causing chaos amongst community and people, to bring forth more females to keep the business going. Because what comes out the womb is what's profiting their homes, chains, weed, whatever it is they're using it for. And that is pure darkness and wickedness. Nobody know where these women are, but they somewhere around for the 9 months until they can't no more. And they're using accounts of men like me to lure women who are believers, or women who are changing or coming out of toxic, narcissistic relationships. Sometimes it might be out of jealousy, the boyfriend, the ex, whoever it is, might be doing this thing to these females. Mostly the agenda will partake in the organization of the narcissist females and males, which are witches and warlocks as well, leading people astray into this type of agenda, into trying to go against believers like me. So they cause humiliation rituals, and they also do things to the female. And they make a business out of this. You might not believe it. As much as kids are missing, as well women are missing. But they really ain't missing yet, because woman is who giving birth. And I realized this thing 2 years ago. God gave me a revelation about my identity. And the fact that I always try to go do something about it. And the fact that nobody know nobody. And the fact that nobody know what's going on and everything seems known. Because it's pushing the agenda faster. People are getting too comfortable with this thing. This is why there's a lot of disrespect against women. And against other women that have already husbands and boyfriends. We know there's bad women out there. We know there is witches and narcissistic Jezebels out there. We understand. But look at this. What's causing them to be like that? Because every time I go out, it's understandable. You identify them by their fruits. The expression and body languages of many females I walk around is real nasty for no cause. And it is because of the identity theft thing going on. And what they doing to certain females, because jealousy, envy, and hatred is what lead to do things like that. It might sound crazy for new beginners here, but for the wise ears I walk, you understand what I'm talking about. Because another video I seen before of a sister says that there's a witch in hell who command all the witches up here on earth. And the first thing that this witch says against believers like me, chain them. And this is one of the ways they chain. Be careful who you tell people, who you accept money from, who you allow as friends, who you listen gossip from, and let them speak it in your ear, because it could be poison. Poison turns into a spell inside your body, causing you to be possessed and turn you into a wicked person, that you end up having a cursed life like the rest, partake on these type of things. I always say it's best to eat a crumb of bread or a hard piece of bread at home in peace than to go in parties and get caught up in situations. This, you need further research for this because not a lot of people will understand what I'm talking about until they go through it, and if they are blessed to make it out of their life to tell the tale, the testimony, because it's not even fun. By the time these people do these things, the men that are involved in this, like tremors, thirsty, always looking to see the woman I'm talking to. And I'm not being pervert, I'm just being nice because you have to be polite. You have to project what you want out of yourself as well and for yourself to the world, right? That's how the law of attraction works. Get it? Then they always drooling spit and looking thirstily into whom I'm talking. It's so bad that they even be so daring to tell them that I gave them the number when I never even did. Gave them the number to give to these people. But because they found them cool, they have nice body, and all they want to do what they do, they pass down the number because they got a cloning device and other type of things that they lure these women to places to do that type of business. No wonder they get too lazy in their job. That's a mask. They like the job they doing behind that for the devil. Be careful with people who you engage and they start talking to you about women and all these type of things. You could tell by their fruits. Men start behaving who are in those things for a long time. A certain way with kids that you could tell. They're up to something. Yeah? They throw their kids out like if they dogs or something. They leave them wandering about. You could tell the witches that are involved condoning these things, that's why, when they be around. Because it's written, you identify them by their fruit, no matter how much they try to hide. Please, planet Earth, I always tell you, before you come against me or people like you, who are always out there telling things for what it is, even though you can't comprehend, you can't understand. There might be some other people doing something else, but there's people doing what I'm telling you right now, that this something else doesn't even know about. But these people might be just coming from PPP loans, some credit on whatever it is, some stimulus, feel me? They're just being greedy and thirsty some little things in my information. But they really don't know what other people are doing behind with that. And it causes confusion in communities and situations around people. And this is why it comes to me. But I'm not the problem. There's people that know that I'm not the problem. Because God watches everything. A lot of people are waking up. And I keep warning, especially females, especially young ones. Stop believing social media when you're looking for somebody as relationship or friend. Make sure you know what you're doing in the real world out there. Because it's getting very wicked. That's all I know. If you don't believe this now, I hope you have discernment later on to see what the world is capable when they're not with God. If you like this work, if you like realness, like and subscribe, pass it down to very few people who can understand at the moment. This is not for everybody. So if you happen to be in the page and start mocking, laughing, cracking up, finding it funny, maybe you should go watch something else. When you wake up, you can come back. Get it? Maybe you haven't learned enough yet. It's okay. I hope you learn on time. And for those who understand, God bless you greatly and protect you. And keep being a leader. Don't give up. Rely on the Lord always. Always. With all your strength, with all your heart, with all your soul. Stay blessed.